I'm also thankful for George. I'm thankful for Stanley. And I'm thankful for Theo. Hey guys, what's going on? If you're new here, welcome. My name is BrittanyNichole, and today I'm challenging myself to recreate a MILK1422, MILK1422 face chart. So I saw this face chart that he posted a couple days ago and I wanted to recreate it immediately. I looked at it and I thought like, okay, that's totally achievable. I can definitely do that. And then, as you'll see in the tutorial, I started to get into it and it's a lot more challenging than I thought it was gonna be. I couldn't get the shape of the glitter right, and obviously my tones are a little bit different. I'm using products that I already had, so I didn't go out and buy like a glitter that reflected blue like he has. But this is definitely gonna be a long video because we're doing the entire face, skin and eyes. I think the skin looks beautiful. I think the eyes look beautiful. I think everything looks beautiful in all honesty, and I think this would be a really, really pretty holiday look. You just might not wanna, you know, apply so much glitter to the lips like I did, like the face chart did. And you know, I could have put some glitter in my hair, but it is Thanksgiving and I have to go see my family, and if I showed up with glitter in my hair, they might be like, what is wrong with you? So I just wanted to also say, in light of Thanksgiving, thank you guys so much for following. It means so much to me. You have no idea. I appreciate each and every one of you. I see all your comments. I see everything you guys like leave on my page, and I try to read and respond to each and every one of you. So just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. And if you guys are interested in seeing me try to recreate this MILK1422 look, go ahead and keep watching. So my skin is prepped. When I did my skincare routine today, I used my Embryolisse moisturizer, which works really well as a primer. So I let that sink in for about 15 minutes. I had that in my kit for years when I was a makeup artist. It works so well on so many different skin types. So I really like doing that when I know I'm going right into filming from doing skincare. So we're gonna move right into foundation. I have my L'Oreal Infallible Up to 24-Hour Fresh Wear. I'm using mainly the shade 420, and then I'm adding a touch of 470, which is obviously way too dark for me. This is even too dark when I have like my tan on, but this is too light for me right now. So I'm just kind of mixing my perfect color here. And then I'm gonna go in with my concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in Vanilla, and I'm gonna apply that under the eyes here, down the nose, and on my forehead. This is not my normal everyday foundation routine, but the picture is very, very flawless, very airbrush looking, so we're gonna really try to perfect the skin today. So I'm going to use my Sigma F80 to apply that, and then as always, I'm gonna take my AOA Studio Paw Paw sponge and just blend everything out after I'm done to make sure we have a perfectly flawless base. Every time I use this foundation, I forget how beautiful it is. It's so full coverage, and it's just like your skin but better type of finish. It's not perfectly matte, but it's not glowy. It's a very like satin-like finish, and it holds up so well. I have an entire video on this foundation if you're interested in that. So beautiful. Now I'm going in with the concealer, and like I said, I am going a little heavier today. I don't normally like highlight down the nose or the forehead or the chin or the Cupid's bow area, but this is a very flawless, highlighted type of look. If you guys only knew how much I dropped things when filming. I don't know what happens when you film, but it's like suddenly you become a butterfingers. I drop my brushes all the time, my products, my sponge, everything. It's a hot mess. All right, so I'm just taking a little of my Ilia Soft Focus Setting Powder, and I do mean a little. I'm not baking because I'm way too dry under my eyes for that. I'm just gonna look up and make sure we are set under the eyes. I know this is a lot of powder and this isn't my normal routine, but again, we're going for that really airbrushed look, which requires, you know, some powders and extra product. So I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in #1 on a very loose brush, and I'm just gonna set around the rest of my face where I didn't apply any of that Ilia powder. This powder is so beautiful. Yes, it's crazy expensive, but it truly does give you that airbrushed look. It's amazing. I'm actually going to leave the foundation on my lips for as long as I can take it. Since we are going in with a matte lip product later, it's going to help the application for me. When I apply foundation on my lips, it usually looks a little bit better. So if you don't like that, I apologize, but we're going to leave it today. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and contour. Like I said, she doesn't look very bronzy. I might add a little bit of bronzer just to kind of bring some life back into my face, but we'll see. I am going to contour though with the NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt. This is a very pigmented powder, so just be careful if you have this. You don't need to go in with a lot of product because she's pigmented. So I'm just gonna take this is one of my old but favorite brushes. This is my MAC 165, and I'm really gonna work mostly on defining the cheekbones. I'm not gonna change my shape to like match the photo. I'm just gonna kind of go where I'm naturally a little more sunken in. And if you didn't have like the bone structure that showed that, just kind of press into your face, just like I say with your orbital bone. If you have hooded eyes, press in your face and you can feel where the cheek naturally sinks in, like where your cheekbone is, and just contour right under there. And make sure when you're blending out, you apply your product. I always apply it farthest back because that's where most of the color is gonna be when you first stamp your brush down. And then when you blend up. So I do small circular motions, but I'm blending up like that instead of down, because we're trying to lift the face, not bring it down. I'm bringing that right to the temple area right here too. Okay, so I know the contour is a little harsh, but we're gonna cut it later just to kind of give that whole like highlighted effect under there. Again, not something I would normally do or suggest, but for this look, we're gonna do it. But I do wanna go in and blush. So this is the Anastasia Blush Trio in Pool Party. I'm gonna take this shade right here, which is Blank, on a Japanesque 722 brush. I'm gonna apply it a little bit farther back on my cheekbone. That is like more of like a high fashion kind of model-esque look in my opinion, which is what I think this is. So I don't wanna apply it on the apple. I wanna kind of start it farther back, like, and lower, kind of right above my contour color, if that makes sense. And then we'll fade it back from there. I'm actually gonna take a touch of my L'Oreal Bronze It in 01 on a big fluffy Japanesque brush. This is a 716, and I just wanna add a touch to my forehead because I need to bring a little more life into my face. I'm also just going to take a fluffy brush. This is a Smith 232 into that NYX contour color, and I'm just going to deepen this contour right here. So again, I'm not changing the shape of my face. I'm just kind of deepening what I have. I blend that right into the eyebrow. I usually do this on a normal basis as well. I really like how it looks. I think it just kind of makes my eyes look a little more dimensional. All right, so now that I've deepened the nose contour, I did just apply a touch of my Milani eyeshadow primer. This is a really good drugstore eyeshadow primer. And what I wanna do is take a small brush. I'm gonna take my Smith 247, and with that NYX contour color, I'm gonna just kind of deepen my crease. I'm not really building my crease higher like I would normally do. Normally when I do tutorials, I kind of create my own crease and build it up because I have hooded eyes, but this shadow is very kind of low and close to the lash line, so I don't want to build that up too high. I just want to keep it kind of right where my natural crease is, and I'm just doing this with that NYX contour color, and this is just going to kind of provide the natural like blend of shadow once we go in with the wine color shade. So I'm not being super precise here, but I am keeping it very low. And then just blending out any of the edges with a Wet n Wild P20 brush. All right, so I know I'm kind of jumping around eyes, face, but I just decided to do that with the eyes since we had the contour out. So as for brows, it doesn't look like she has too much going on. It doesn't look like they're super defined. So what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of my Benefit Gimme Brow. I'm just gonna run that through the brows and see how I think that looks. If I feel the need to kind of fill in a little bit, I'll go ahead and do that. But for now, I'm just taking my Gimme Brow and I'm really gonna kind of fluff them up. I definitely need to fill in a little bit, so I'm just taking the Benefit Precisely My Brow and I'm gonna fill in where necessary. Okay, I did not expect the brows to turn out this warm. That's not my go-to color. I wish it was a little more like ashy, but we're just gonna roll with it. This is the shade 3.5, and I don't like it. If you have hair like mine, don't recommend, but let's go ahead and move on. So dipping back into that NYX 3 Steps to Sculpt, I'm gonna kind of carve out the cheek now with the lightest color and just my sponge. So I'm just gonna kind of follow right under. See how that just kind of lightens everything up, and then bring it down. Again, not something I would normally do, but she's very like sharp. And then with that big fluffy brush, I'm just gonna kind of blend the edge a little bit so it's not like really harsh. I'm actually gonna take a little more and just highlight right here too. All right, so moving on to eyes, I'm gonna go into my Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. It has been a very long time since using this palette, and I'm pretty sure most of you probably have this baby. So I'm gonna go in with Red Ochre and really just apply that all over the lid. We're not building this out too heavy. Again, it's very like small condensed amount of shadow. It's a little bit darker on the outer corner and a little bit lighter on the inner corner. She also has a bit of darkness like really going through her crease, which really isn't my cup of tea normally, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna do that, but I also haven't practiced this, so I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do. But I know I am gonna apply Red Ochre all over the lid. So I'm just starting out with this random Real Techniques brush. This is just like an eyeshadow brush. I'm actually gonna flip over to this Sigma E27 detail brush instead. And then I'll blend out with that Real Techniques brush. So I don't want to bring this up too heavy at all. And I'm going to kind of apply it lighter in the center, almost like a halo eye. I am going to apply some color there, but we're applying glitter, so I don't want to go too heavy. And I have a bunch of lash glue on my lid, which is very, very aesthetically pleasing. I actually don't like how that Real Techniques brush is blending, so I'm going to grab my trusty Smith 230. And then I'm just going to deepen the outer corner a little bit more. And I'm holding my mirror down so I can make sure I could see the shape of my lid when I blink. Like I could tell I need a little more color here in the center and to like build out my shape. I'm actually gonna just take the blush color I was using from the Anastasia palette, and that's what I'm gonna use to give myself a little bit more of a crease color. I love incorporating the blush color into the eyes, especially in the crease. It just makes for like the most flawless look. Yep, that's exactly what I needed. So now you're just gonna wanna deepen the inner corner and the outer corner a little bit to whatever you like. All right, I'm also gonna take that same Red Ochre shade on a very tiny AOA Studio E134 brush and work that right under the eye. You can't see what's going on under her eyes in the photo, so I'm just using my imagination here. Once I connect my lower shadow to the upper lash line, it kind of extends it a little bit. I always go from like lower outer corner area up and kind of like pencil it in, so you could see now I like the shape a lot better since I built that up a little bit. So I'm just gonna kind of blend these edges a little bit more. This is just a MAC 222 and I'm really working on perfecting that outer corner. Much better shape. All right, so now we're gonna go in with the glitter. We might add a little bit more. I usually like to add a little bit more after I put lashes on as well. That's just something to keep in mind. Once you get lashes on, you can kind of go in and refine your shadow a little bit more, but I do wanna pop this glitter on. I picked up the Milani Hypnotic Lights in Starlight. This doesn't have the same reflex as the picture does, but that's okay. I'm just gonna use what I could get my hands on. Most of the focus is on like the center of the lid, and then it kind of like goes out from there. So we're gonna try to repeat that. I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but you know, it's all about trying. So let's go ahead and start here. Yeah, this has more of like a purple reflect. Not a very good circle. I don't want that to transfer, so I'm gonna try to stay looking down, and I'm just gonna grab a small brush. This is a Sigma E21 and kind of, I did look up and it did kind of smear a little bit, but I'm just gonna try to feather out the edges a little bit. And I'll add a little bit more in the center. All right, so I'm just gonna try to keep looking down while this sets down and dries, and I'm just gonna kind of pull the edges so you can see it's almost like a diamond shape with most of the focus on the center. Okay, so I think that's pretty dry. So I'm gonna go back into red ochre with my MAC 22 and just kind of deepen the edges a little bit and blend it in. So you don't wanna go from like a super harsh like line of glitter. You want it to kind of blend. So I'll just kind of pat where I want it. Same thing on the inner. All right, so this might be a very, very bad idea, but we won't know until we try. I'm gonna take a little of the Aura Glitter shade from the Tati palette, and I'm gonna try to pop that right on the center using that same Sigma brush. We might get fallout, but you know, it's okay. I'm pretty sure there's like a MAC glitter that has like, I think it's just called like Reflex Blue, and that would be like perfect for this. But I'm gonna pop off here and apply my lashes. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go in with. I actually picked up a new pair of Kiss lashes. I've never seen these. These are the Kiss Lash Couture in Garters, and I'm gonna apply that. I'm gonna really beef up the lower lashes as well. Maybe I'll apply some individuals under there, I'm not sure. And I might go in with one of these little Wet n Wild crystal things like under the eye or something like that. So I'm gonna do all that, and then I will let you know when I come back here exactly what I did. Lashes are on. I did take a mauve liner from Believe Beauty. I think I actually might use this on my lips as well. I'm not quite sure. This is the long lasting eyeliner from Believe Beauty in Queen Mauve, and I lined the lower waterline with that. I lined the upper waterline with just a black Physicians Formula liner, and then I took a black shadow and pushed that really close up to the lash line, and then I really tried to like bulk up my lower lashes as much as possible. I'm gonna leave the glitter as is. It's not perfect by any means, but I'm just gonna leave it as is for now because I want to work on the lips. I accidentally picked up a high shine liquid lip from Wet n Wild. I thought this was gonna be perfect, but it's a high shine, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start by lining the lips with MAC Strip Down because it looks like there's kind of like a really cool nude liner lining her lips and then a darker mauve color in the middle. So I'm gonna start with that and then see how it goes. All right, so I'm just taking the Believe Beauty lip. This isn't a lip liner, this is an eyeliner. And I'm gonna kind of start to fade that in. Yeah, that kind of has more of a sheen than what I was looking for. I'm gonna switch over to this Jordana Easy liner for lips in Cabernet and see if that helps. I'm just gonna try the Wet n Wild High Shine Liquid Lipstick and see how it looks. Yeah, I don't think that's bad. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna take a little bit of the Anastasia Red Ochre shade, and I'm just gonna tap on top of the corners to kind of matte it down a little bit. Okay, I think that worked okay. The color's not perfect, but that's all right. We're not going for perfection, we're going for progress, I guess. So let's go ahead and add the glitter to the lips. Again, this is a part that I'm scared of because I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna take the Milani glitter and I'm gonna work a good chunk on the back of my hand, and then I'm just gonna take a concealer brush and I'm gonna apply it with that. Where is my concealer brush? There it is. So it looks like most of it is kind of in the center and then like a touch on the tip of the lip. I actually really like how that turned out. I don't want to talk too much right now because I want it to set down. So now I'm going to go in and highlight. Sorry, I'm going to sound a little weird because I'm trying to not touch my lips together, but I'm going to go in with the Becca Khloe palette and I'm just going to use the highlighter from here, and I'm going to really highlight the inner corners here and then down the nose and then on the tip of the nose. And then of course the Cupid's bow. All right, last thing I'm gonna do is just set everything down to take away like the powdery look, and this is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh Spray. All right, you guys, this is the completed look after the face is set. I think it looks really nice. Would I wear this out? the eyes for sure, but I probably wouldn't put the glitter on the lip or wear this tone lip. I would probably go for a little more of an understated lip if I was gonna wear this out. But the eyes are super pretty, and this was definitely a lot more challenging than I thought it was gonna be. When I saw him post the face chart, I was like, oh yeah, gonna be super easy, I'm gonna nail that. And it actually was pretty challenging. Now obviously I used most of the products that I already have in my collection, so I didn't have like the white glitter with the reflex of like blue. So, but I don't know, would I have liked that more? Maybe not. I think this actually complements the look really well since it has like purple reflex and everything is kind of like a mauve-y purple tone. So yeah, let me know how you think I did below. Definitely give MILK1422 a follow. He is so talented. His face charts are just amazing, and face charts are really, really difficult to do. I've tried to do it in the past and it's very challenging. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, please let me know down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in seeing any more videos from me, please subscribe. It means the absolute world to me. Definitely give me a follow on Instagram as well. I'll leave that down here so you guys can know when I post videos, because sometimes YouTube lets you know and sometimes it doesn't. So thanks again for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.